primary reason for separation is ignorance. One of the repercussions of ignorance is fear. So here's what it looks like. And knowing what your chains are made of is less important than knowing how to undo them. So the root cause of our separation is ignorance. The truth of who we are, and this is core Vedic philosophy 101. The core of who we are is divine. The core of who we are is soul, spirit, truth, consciousness, awareness, God. Call it whatever you want to call it. It is one, it is all that exists. It is the only truth. That's the core of who we are. Because of a whole karmic package that is part of what we call God's Leela. Leela is the Sanskrit word for play or drama, sort of the divine play that God has created. Within that, we have these karmic packages that each of us is acting out and going through. And in those packages, we have physical bodies. Our physical bodies took birth in certain families of origin, certain countries, certain cultures, certain religions. Our families of origin, our situation gave us certain socioeconomic status, gave us certain educational opportunities, gave us certain exposure to different experiences. All of that is the building blocks of the ego that we create. So we create our identity out of all of those building blocks. I am this age, I am this culture, I am this religion, I am rich or I am poor, I am worthy, I am not worthy. These are judgments and experiences and identities that I have based on the drama of my family of origin, based on the drama of my early childhood experience. So I move through the world either with bricks that say, you are worthy of occupying your place on planet Earth, you are divine, or I move through with bricks that say, only if you achieve and succeed and are the best, then are you worthy. Either way, they're all bricks. They're just bricks made of different things, bricks of different colors. But they're all bricks that form this ego self, this story we tell ourselves about who we are. And along with that, we have, of course, our physical sensations. We have emotional reactions to the world. And so, for example, I've created this ego self. And if part of the ego self is gotta be successful, and suddenly I'm in a situation where there is competition for success, well, I've got to have it because that success determines my worthiness. What that means is that whoever I'm competing with for success is an automatic enemy. Because my very ego survival is dependent upon being the one who succeeds. And whether it's about success in a sprint race, whether it's success in something in the office place, whether it's success in any one of 100 other ways. Suddenly, the people I am competing against become other. I am separate from them. It's me or them. If part of my identity is that things don't usually work out for me, if I kind of move through the world as the victim, Maybe I felt selected against as a child. Maybe I wasn't my parents' favorite. Maybe I had a learning issue in school, and so teachers kind of selected against me, and I grew up with some complex, whatever it may be. So I move through the world with this sense of being separate from others based on ability. But here's the thing. What these bricks are made of, the color the bricks are, the decoration on the bricks, is basically irrelevant. Every one of us moves through the world in this ignorance of separation because we all identify with this ego construct. What's different is what the construct is. It's like if you handed a bunch of kids an infinite number of Legos and you told them all to make something. Well, they would all make something totally different. What they all created isn't what's relevant. What's relevant is that they have created it out of the Legos you gave them, which are not self. Because if the kids then started to say, I am this, whatever they've made, I am this tower, I am this king, I am this cat, I am this house, whatever they've made with their Legos, if they started to identify as it, that creates the problem. And in our lives, we do the same thing. So we create this ego self based on bricks of color of our skin, race, religion, country, success, all of our different complexes. And I identify as that. That is me. These are the borders of me. I am separate from you. And that's rooted in ignorance. Because the truth is, I'm not. Because remember, the truth is, I'm not this Lego construct. I'm not this thing I've made with bricks. That's just the physical vehicle that my soul is using in this particular part of the journey to go through its karmic role in the divine Leela. That's all it is. But every bit of identification with it creates separation. Because if I identify as this, then I'm certainly not that. But the minute that I realize that I'm not this, that actually what I am is soul, spirit, truth, consciousness, divinity. Well, that's who you are too. Here we are, two very different looking Lego creations, but the same being in them. That's the truth. The separation is the ignorance. And the dilemma with this separation is it has a lot of repercussions. Fear, of course, is one of them. Depression is another. Basically, every single thing we suffer from is rooted in separation. Anger. If I'm one with you, who's to be angry at? Greed. If I'm full and divine in consciousness, what is there I don't have? What do I lack that I need? Greed disappears. The depression, the anxiety of feeling separate from the universe, all of it disappears. Because I realize I'm not separate. I realize I'm one. And so the core cause is ignorance. And of course then the question becomes, well, so what do we do about it? Well, this is the role that meditation plays. When I actually realize that I'm one, when I actually realize that there is no distinction, when I actually realize that there is absolutely no distinction between me and the divine and consciousness and the world, it all dissipates. And so that's the experience we touch in meditation, but then it's the experience that we carry with us into the world. And when we stop being able to carry it, we remember to sit and meditate again.